Solo developer LBRY Games often has a habit of creating games that look very unassuming on the surface, and then you find yourself several hours in going, how the hell did I end up here? And the latest can be said for Slime Squisher, the latest game that came out yesterday. This is an action roguelike with clicker elements added in, and so you play as a strawberry, sedentary in the centre of the screen, and lots of slimes are coming from the outside of the screen in. They largely fall into two varieties of slimes. Slimes that will just keep coming towards you, and eventually when they touch you will start depleting your health, and there'll be shooter slimes that stood around the edge, kind of move a little bit slower, but they'll fire bullets towards you that you'll need to block. Now you can block those bullets, but also attack the slimes by using your mouse cursor to move around the screen and block the bullets, but then hover over the slimes and click them like a clicker game to try and get rid of them. Your click has click damage, but it also has a recharge rate, and as you get through each wave of enemies, you'll then get a RNG selection of upgrades that you can choose one from. That might be adding on some additional power or reducing down the recharge of how often you can click, or it could be adding on one of a multitude of different weapons and attacks. These weapons and attacks form into two different types. One type will attach itself to the strawberry in the centre and will kind of spin around the edge, so it might be like a ball and chain, or like a laser beam, or a stapler, which will staple the enemies to the floor and slow them down, which I always found quite funny, or shields that can rotate round the strawberry and not necessarily damage too much, but block enemy fire. The other type of attacks are ones that will either trigger a random percentage on whether you click a slime or when you kill a slime. And these will be things like wooden spike logs that will then roll across the screen, or it might be like some spiky knives that will fly out and potentially insta-kill some slimes. Or it could be it's a katana that kind of spins around and shoots off across the screen, or a bouncy ball that will fly around somewhere. There's loads of different varieties, and over the course of the game, because this has got like a roguelite element to it, you'll collect coins through killing various amounts of enemies. And what you'll be able to do is then increase the amount of slots of these different types of on click of a slime or on killing of a slime upgrade that you can bring to your strawberry. And this kind of plays into the general increase of difficulty level across Slime Squisher, which is well balanced because you have several different difficulty modes with more slimes that do more things and attack faster or run towards you quicker, that you'll then need more attacks to trigger so that you can then kind of stem the tide of slimes coming towards you. And that's really the rinse and repeat gameplay loop of Slime Squisher. Initially, I found it to be a game that was fun and pleasant to play, but didn't really stand out from the crowd so much. But when I started to get into medium and hard difficulty levels, I appreciated Slime Squisher far more. And it's because you can't ever totally outrun the difficulty by just constantly levelling up and spending cash to upgrade your strawberry. There is always a certain high level of clicking that you can do, and you can't really speed away from that. And so choosing the right weapons to then upgrade, or the different loadouts of things between clicking your slime and killing the slime weapon attacks versus what stays around the strawberry and spins around, is really quite key. Alongside the main modes, you also have like a mode where only shooting slimes come in, or only fast little slithery slimes will come in. There's a 10-minute, the game doesn't stop when you're choosing your upgrade mode, and you just have to kind of survive the 10 minutes. So there's a few different ways to play the game as well. This will do you well for a good 4 or 5 hours before you kind of run out of content and hit the ceiling of the game itself. And for the price point, I think that's pretty decent. So Slime Squisher isn't the absolute top god tier of action roguelites, but it certainly differentiates itself out from the crowd because it's an action roguelike clicker game that merges together those two concepts really quite well. It's out now.